Have you ever had a near-death experience? If so, it tends to impact a person profoundly. A new sense of God's hand, a new purpose, gratefulness. In today's passage, Jonah the Prophet has a near-death experience, and faith and hope are springing alive. Jonah is a prophet of Israel. In chapter 1, he was directed to go to Nineveh, an Assyrian capital. The Assyrian Empire is an enemy of Israel, known for their ruthlessness. Jonah is repulsed by the idea of helping Israel's enemy. So he runs, but he can't successfully run from God. God brings a storm, and Jonah is busted by pagan sailors. He's thrown overboard at his own request, but then God provides a great fish that swallows Jonah whole. In chapter 2 of Jonah, Jonah cries out to God. In verses 1 and 2, we read the following. Then Jonah prayed to the Lord, his God, from the fish's belly. And he said, I cried out to the Lord because of my affliction, and he answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice. Jonah cries out to God from the belly of the great fish. In his affliction, in his distress, Jonah directs his attention upward, and God answers him. He cries out, which means to cry aloud, to shout, because of his affliction, in his distress, from the belly of Sheol, the grave, the pit, the place of the dead, and God hears his voice, even from the deepest pit. God uses affliction to get Jonah's attention, and sure enough, Jonah directs his cry upward. In a similar way, God may use affliction in our lives to get our attention. In reflection, are you or I going through a time of affliction, adversity, distress? Have we found ourselves in the belly of a great fish, a place that resembles death? A sickness, an accident, a near-death experience, a relational challenge, or a personal crisis of some kind? We need to do what Jonah does. He cries out to God. He shouts out to him. Again and again throughout Scripture, God answers and God hears. May we be those who cry out to him in our distress, in our time of need. May God hear us and may he answer us. Thanks for listening.